Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of The Corporate Shift. My name is Ingrid H. Turner. How the heck are you, gorgeous? How did you cope with the big breakdown yesterday of the big three, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp? Oh my gosh. What a day when that goes down. You know, that's kind of hard for all of us. We all have some real, most of us, I think 90%, a lot of us are kind of addicted to our social media, and we like to be on there in the know, connecting with our friends and seeing things come across. It's how we get our news and information. It's how we keep up to date with long distance family members. And you know, especially during lockdown time, that was a really important piece of staying connected to our other humans. But even as a business, an entrepreneur or a creative, what you're putting out into the world, social media is inevitably going to be a huge piece of that. So when social media goes down, at least for me, it gets me thinking about the way I run my business, about the way Corporate Hippie Connection runs their business. So what have I been thinking about? So first of all, Facebook going down, Instagram going down for the day in terms of sharing yourself, not the end of the world. Just as soon as it gets back up, you get back into sharing yourself. Your scheduled posts will go out. They'll go out when Facebook is back up, and you'll be able to continue to share your gift. You need to share your gift on social media. Social media is how you find your people. It's also one of the ways that we develop and build community. And this is what I was thinking about yesterday and today as I was reflecting on, our social media went down. One of the places I see people consistently building communities with Facebook and Facebook groups. Now, I've been getting the intuitive nudge for a couple of years now. You gotta take your communities off of Facebook. You gotta take your communities off of social media. You have to have your own platform. So, you know, but at the same time, I'm not saying just get off of social media completely, because this is where we find our people. But we need to consider how it is that we're building our community. And by community, these are going to be your people, the people who really resonate with you, your energy, your essence, and therefore your products and your services. So important to get out on social media and find those people by sharing yourself authentically and fully out in the social sphere. But then we want to attract and bring in the people who are real dialed into our vibe and our energy. We want to create a container for them that is not run by the Facebook oligarch, okay? So a lot of people will use Facebook groups to build their communities, right? And that's a really good way until it's not. Because what can happen is Facebook can go down, but also you are giving control of your community and your customers to a private corporation who has no vested interest in your success, all right? No interest in your relationship, your connection, communication, and your community with you and between you and your community. So you gotta get them offline. I would have normally said WhatsApp is a great alternative, but Facebook owns WhatsApp, and that was one of the ones that went down yesterday. So that's not the place to do it. But there are lots of free tools out there. And you may even find that your website, you could find a back end to your website and a plugin maybe where you start to develop community right there on your own platform. That's what I do in my business. I run two businesses. I run my Ingrid H. Turner business, and I have my immersion community. And then I have the Bava Spiritual Mission, which is our church, and we have our Bava community. These communities are on their own platforms, which means that when Facebook goes down or we lose touch with social media, which is inevitably going to happen, we still have access to our community. We can still keep talking and nurturing and supporting our leads and our customers and keep the conversation going. Whereas if we had been relying on Facebook or Instagram or even WhatsApp, then we would have lost communication, lost contact with them all day, which is not the end of the world. But what if there's a week-long outage? Or what if Facebook decides that you violated their rules and revokes access? If you get your access revoked from Facebook, you can't get to your group. You can't get to your community. All right, so we need to think about not necessarily just from a self-centered kind of like, oh, I need to protect myself, but how do you protect your community? How do you insulate your people and keep that connection strong so that you're not depending on an entity that is separate from you to keep that line of communication going. Now, of course, to some extent, you're always going to be depending on some kind of entity. You're going to be depending on your web hosting company or your website or the plugin not breaking or whatever you're doing. But it's closer to being yours, which is really important, especially in this day and age when we're really not doing in-person meetings right now. We don't have in-person community happening. We're not doing big events and workshops and speaking engagements. We're online. We're on Zoom video. We're texting. We're chatting with each other. This is a really valuable lesson I felt yesterday and today as I was feeling into this outage. It's like, okay, this is just reaffirming. We need to protect our communities. We need to protect our connection with our communities. So start thinking about how you're going to do that. And here's the thing, you may not have the tool right now, and you may not have the wherewithal to go researching it and figuring it out. Maybe you have somebody you can task with that. But if you don't, that's okay. Take a deep breath, open up your heart, open up your intention, and ask the universe to show you the way to connect with your community in a way that is consistent and safe and, what's the word I'm looking for? Words! See, Facebook goes down and I lose my words. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. Protect your community and protect your people. All right, tell me how this feels. Do you have a way that you foster your community outside of social media, or do you depend on Facebook or another social media platform in order to stay connected to your community, to your customers, to your hottest leads? Tell us, share with us, share your secrets. There's enough to go around. Let's help each other. Let's all help each other out and see if we can make this better and just continue to improve our processes and our businesses and the experience for our customers as we go along. Much love to you, darling.